This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. I'm an entertainer. The one and only Apefather on the recliner who needs a haircut. I got to get a haircut. Wow! It's been crazy weather out in the Jersey Shore. Tremendous amount of snow. It's just been a crazy couple of days. But I'm definitely going to be getting a haircut real soon. Like literally the Wolf of Wall Street, right? Look at me. I'm like a gorilla and a wolf. But anyway, so, I've been watching some Teddy Zane, some Lou going back, they're talking about the managed squeeze again, the managed events. I didn't agree with the managed event when Lou first said it many, many months ago. I didn't agree with it. I don't agree with it now. Okay. And let me tell you the reason why. I'm not trying to sound like FUD because I think we're going to have the mother of all short squeezes, but we're gonna have to force it. Okay, see, you got to put yourself in Ken Griffin's position, and even the little hedge funds. You have to understand they don't want to cover unless they have to. It's like, see, a lot of apes are under the impression that like Ken Griffin has to cover. He doesn't have to cover his short positions. As long as he has the liquidity, as long as he has enough collateral to avoid a margin call, he can keep it going. As long as he's paying the interest, it's like a credit card. You understand? It's like, you have a credit card. Let's say you have a $5,000 limit. And let's say you max out the credit card, you're $5,000. As long as you're paying that interest, the bank don't care how long you keep this going. So, this whole concept of a managed controlled event means that, he wants to cover. I don't think he wants to cover, and I don't think he needs to cover. Okay. So what we have to do is force him to cover. Now that's the question. How do you put Ken Griffin and these hedge funds in a position where they're forced to cover? Okay, so I've already gone over this a million times. The first thing would be to show the corruption. Okay, if there was a way that we could prove the corruption, then it would be something he would have to cover immediately. Like, for instance, as an example, remember how the ape father used to tell every ape, and I still believe this, by the way, still to this day, that if every ape would transfer to Fidelity, what would happen is after Fidelity had 513 million real shares, anything after that, that's going to be the synthetics. Okay, I've been saying that from the beginning. Okay, because there's still a tremendous amount of apes on Robinhood. There's a tremendous amount of apes on Webull, TD Ameritrade, and God only knows how many fake shares are out there. Okay, so that would be one way. Another way would be a market crash. Okay, I know we're starting to experience it now, but something severe that Ken Griffin always talks about Tesla. He always talks. He's really heavy into Tesla, and if something really, I know Elon took out billions for taxes, but if something like big happened with Tesla, where it started really falling, that could trigger a major problem for Ken Griffin. See, he's got a lot of big long positions. If his long position suffered, he would have to cover AMC. Okay, so that's another thing. Okay, so a recession, a market crash. Okay, but the biggest thing, in my opinion, is awareness, because a lot of people don't know about the corruption of Wall Street, and that's why I want to protest. I'm not looking to do anything except a peaceful protest. I just wish we could get enough apes down there. I don't want it to be too long, an hour, 2 hours at most. If we were able to get 1,000 apes down there, we could get tremendous news coverage. Okay, nationwide. And then, that's something that could put a lot of pressure on Gary Gensler and a lot of pressure on Ken Griffin, because it will show, the corruption going on Wall Street. People will start talking about it. It could get a lot of people angry, how they're taking advantage of the retail investor. They're taking advantage of us. If you don't believe there's corruption going on out there, you're crazy. Like I saw this guy, Eric Roberts. I hate to bring up haters, but he put like a message out saying, I don't believe there's any corruption. There's no manipulation. This is like, there are actually people who believe this, I think, that there's no manipulation. There's no corruption. This is just a normal, fair marketplace. You guys are nuts. You got to run to the doctor, not walk, run and get a head examination. Okay, there's a tremendous amount of corruption going on, but it has to be exposed. And that's why I wanted to do the protest. But it's going to suck if there's only a few people there, 3 or 4 or 5 people there. It's not going to get news coverage. It's probably going to be pointless. I'm still going to do it because I'm a man of my word. But I really wish I could get the support of the apes, because that will help all of us. That protest in New York City on January 28th, I'm going to do it from like 1 p.m. to 3. Just a couple hours, We'll go right in front of the SEC offices. Okay, and Lower Manhattan, Vesey Street. I'll put the the address in the description of the video. If you email me, just say I'm in. Email me, Richard, RICHARD, L as in Larry, E as in Edward, 101 at gmail.com. Just put I'm in for the protest. 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., January 28th, New York City, Wall Street, in front of the SEC offices. If enough apes came, we could get news coverage. And that could, I feel, trigger the Moaz, because you know why? A lot of people are going to start talking about it. Okay, it's going to get news coverage, and that could be something big in terms of awareness. But without awareness, I'm going to give you my opinion. I mean, I'm not saying we're not going to have to squeeze. Look, I know, listen, let me put it this way. I know we're going to squeeze 100%. The thing is, I don't know when, and neither do you, neither does Teddy Zane, and neither does Lou. Lou doesn't know. Okay, Lou's been saying managed event now for about several months. The same managed event. Remember, Lou said we're going to go to 30. This was what he said. My secret connection told me we're going to go to 30 and then right up to 100, and then it's going to keep going. 200, 300. Well, that didn't happen, Lou. Now he's saying it's going to happen again. I'm just under the belief that unless Ken Griffin is forced to cover, like a forced margin call, he won't cover. And like I said, there are things we could do as a community to force him. And the biggest thing we could do is awareness. Just get the corruption out there of how he's using billions of fake synthetic shares. But no one knows about it. It's just the apes. You know what I mean? It's like Costa Nostra. It's like very quiet. You know, the mafia was very, very, very quiet. Okay, that's how it's happening here. It's like a secret. Shh. It's like nobody knows. It's just the apes. We gotta let the rest of the country know the corruption that's going on Wall Street. We got to get people angry. We got to get public outrage. And that could be something then that forces Gary Gensler to really do his job, because then he'll look like the public hero. You know, they'll start demanding results. We want to know what's going on with Wall Street. Now Gary's like, oh shit, I got to do my job. There's too many people talking about it. You follow me? Gabish? Awareness. But without awareness, it's like we're allowing the puppet master to run the show. That's just how I feel it. And he won't cover unless he wants to. When he's ready, he'll cover. That's it. I don't know how long. That could be years. I don't want to be. I know it's fun. Listen, nobody wants to squeeze more than me. Nobody wants to squeeze more than me. Tommy from the Bronx predicts January 15th, it's going to start, the Moaz. Listen, from his mouth to God's ears, I'm ready. Let's do it, Tommy. Let's Moaz. But let's say it doesn't happen, okay? Then let's say it doesn't happen in February. It doesn't happen in March. When are the apes going to realize we have to step up and do something? We can't just sit back and buy and hold. We have to do something. Awareness. That's the ticket, baby. That's the way to get, the cookie in the Apefather's mouth, the cookie in your mouth. You want to taste that delicious sugar, baby. You want to taste those delicious chocolate chips, referring to millions. That's what I'm using the analogy. The chocolate chip represents millions. Let's eat, baby, but we need awareness. AMC to Pluto.